Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Griffiths here with my very good friend, Mr. Sam Harrop. Hello, Sam. How you doing?
Good.
Sam is, well, he's a business mentor. He's an author of not one, but two books. GSD, Getting Stuff Done. He wrote the book on getting stuff done, okay? Like, who doesn't want to talk to a guy like that? 7-step process to ending procrastination and achieving more. Fantastic book, Sam. I love that.
Thank
and of
you.
course, your latest book, which is Small Business, Big Exit. And in that one, you're helping people to kind of come to terms with the fact that you need to get prepared to sell your business now, not the day that you're forced to do it or when you think you want to do it. So
Yep.
now, you're a business author, as I said. You're a fabulous mentor, one of the best business mentors in the country. You're a presenter, a friend of mine. We've shared a number of stages together over the last few years. And I've invited Sam to have a chat with me today to talk about business mentoring. It's a changing topic, changing subject. I've got my own views about it. You and I have spoken about it in great detail. One of the things that I always find fascinating with you, Sam, is that you're a hard business mentor in terms of you're a results-driven business mentor. You know, you set very clear focus, very clear parameters. You're very, very good about achieving outcomes for your clients. We'll talk about that a little bit more.
Okay.
Before we do that, let you get a word in. Tell us, what have you been doing for the last 20 years?
The last 20 years, basically, I've been building my own successful businesses and helping my clients do the same.
In Australia and in South Africa?
That's right.
Obviously.
So immigrated from Johannesburg, South Africa to Australia 8 years ago. Back in South Africa, I had a number of different businesses. Many of those, I ran a horse safari operation. I had a quad motorcycle business, a small computer business, and ran a team building and training business.
Corporate team building?
That's right, yeah. So working with big corporates around team engagement, team building, and actually getting teams to work better together.
I love it. Okay, so when we're talking about business mentoring, and folks, there's a pile of stuff about Sam online. Check out his website. You can find out deeper. But we want to talk really specifically about business mentoring. And when I wanted to find out a bit more about this, you're the only person that I would consider talking to about it, because I think there are a lot of business mentors out there, but there aren't terribly many good ones in my perspective. So tell us, what are some of the typical problems you discover in a business when you go in first off and you're having that initial meeting and all the rest of it? I guess the Pandora's box opens.
It does open, Andrew, and some of the problems that we come across is the business owner's not making any money, or if they seem to be making money, but there is no money. There's cash flow issues. Other common challenges are around time. They just don't have enough time to get done what they need to get done, or they're having problems with their team. So when these sort of things happen is when I get the call. And then it's sitting down with them and really trying to help them get back on track, understand why they went into business, and get some clarity around how their business actually adds value. Because when we can understand how their business makes money, we can then actually help them.
I think it's interesting too, though, isn't it, that in most businesses we're always concerned that our business is terrible, everyone else's business is right, and it's that the typical problems are really kind of normal. I think so many businesses have them, yet the ego gets in the way, and we talk about that a bit more, I guess, with some of the other questions that I'm going to be asking you to kind of bring that all together. But typical problems are normal problems. That's what a mentor is for, is to help you overcome those problems.
That's right. And because so many business owners are in business by themselves and they don't have other people that they can talk to, they think that their problems are unique.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the only one in the world who's got this issue.
That's right.
Hello?
Yeah, their actual business might be unique, but their problems there are lots of common problems. So when you understand that, you can actually work with the business owner and help them through that.
A great point. I've often said, I've done a lot of business mentoring over the years myself, and one of the things I've lamented on is the fact that wouldn't it be great if someone started a business and then they got a mentor from day one. And I think people are actually doing that a lot more now. Generally, from my experience, the same thing. You get the call when someone's desperate. You get the call when someone's in trouble. You get the call when someone's exhausted. And it's much, much harder to try and help. If they'd called before they got to that place, you would have been able to help them to perhaps prevent them getting to that space. Yeah. And it's one of the common issues, isn't it? So
I think what's interesting as businesses is like you've got the startup phase, and that can be challenging. People have got limited resources, or the resources that they've got, they don't use them the best way they could. They go, we're going to put a whole new floor into the shop. That's not going to help you make more money.
No, that's right. Do you need that now? Yeah.
Then the next stage is they've got a little business that's operating, it's grown a bit, but it's outgrown them. And so they've reached the top of their ability. They don't know what they don't know. They've known enough to get them to that point, and then they get stuck. And that's where people really need to put up their hand before they get there and get tired, because they get fatigued.
And then how much can you do? Or you run out of dough and you can't do the things you need to do.
That's right.
And you know all that stuff. I get that as well. So why should a business owner have a mentor? Let's sum that up. Answer that one.
It is so important to have somebody that is from the outside looking in. You know, I've got that saying, you can't see your own bald spot. And to have somebody that's not necessarily emotionally attached to the business, that can objectively look at your business, is really important. The difference is people have got good advisors around them. You know, they should have a good accountant or a bookkeeper, but those people aren't there on a regular basis to hold them accountable. Whereas if you've got somebody that you know is going to help you along the way, you know, help you work out what is the current reality, what does that really look like, where do we want to go, and then hold you accountable and help you get through it. So it's regular contact that's focused on a specific outcome.
I agree. So where do you start when you're mentoring someone? Like, I ring you, righto Sam, I'm committing now, I want you to start mentoring me, I'm terrified, and where do you start? You come into my business, you with a big stick, and tell me what happens now.
No, look, it all starts with a phone call, and often that's a big fear. You know, you said terrified. People are often terrified that people are going to find out that they actually don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, which is all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, where I like to start with a business owner is to have a conversation and sit down and go, I need to be sitting on this side of the table going, can I help you? And you need to be sitting on that side of the table going, can Sam help me? And so that's the first part. There has to be a bit of a connection, a bit of trust. Then where I want to go is understand where do you want to go? What is your goals? Why did you go into business in the first place?
Because often people have forgotten by that stage, haven't they? Or maybe they've changed.
Either forgotten or changed, or sometimes people just go, I don't know. And they're just doing the do without understanding why. Then the tough part comes in is the reality check. And it's going, what is the current reality? Don't tell me how you wish it was. Tell me how it really is. And this is where then you can make a decision going, okay, that's where you want to go. This is your current reality. Let's work out a plan to get there.
Nice.
So yeah, that's how it starts.
So typically, what are people afraid of when it comes to working with a mentor? What's their fear factor? Embarrassment?
I think it is. There's this bit of embarrassment. I actually maybe don't know as much as I've said. And you know, often business owners, from the outside, it looks really successful. But when you dig a little bit deeper, they've got, you know, cash flow issues, or they've got problems with their staff, or they're not making any money, or they're making money but they've got no money left, and they just don't understand. And so most people that start businesses start it because they know how to do the work of that business really well.
Yeah,
but they
the
don't know how to
technician
get,
concept,
yeah,
right?
they're technician, but they don't know how to get the business to work. And so it's almost admitting and just going, I'm not too sure, I'm stuck. And as soon as you can realize that, then somebody can come in and help you get unstuck.
I agree. I think it's an interesting point, isn't it? You know, what are you afraid of? I always look at, well, you know, the things that you're fearful of, if you've got to do something about them though as well. It's like, they're not going to go away. It's an ego or concern about what other people are thinking, I think sends a lot of businesses broke, Sam.
It does.
I think it breaks my heart a little bit. Okay, so how do you find a great mentor? Once you've made the decision, okay, I think I need some mentoring, what do you do? Is there like a mentoring tree that you just go and buy one from? You know, pick one from?
I think what you said is really important, is a great mentor, a good mentor that's going to actually help you and get results. You know, you can have a look on the internet, and there are heaps of mentors and business coaches and whatever. It's how do you find the right one? And again, you know, you can pick up a whole lot of books. You want to find people that have got relevant experience, that have actually done it, had their own business, or worked with other business owners that have achieved great results. So that's the one thing. Another good way of getting started is actually asking for referrals. You know, most of my work comes through
word
referrals,
of mouth, right,
word of mouth. And, you know, that's always a good testament that you're doing something right, is when you're getting referrals. So it's a two-way street.
I agree.
Yeah, and then also having a look at what are other people saying about them? What else, other than their website? We can all build fantastic websites.
Say anything, right?
Are they recognized as key people of influence in their industry or in other industries?
Publishing articles on leading sites, I guess industry, credibility, all those kind of things that you've got to do your homework on to make sure that they're the real deal, right?
That's right. And also understanding what kind of person you can work with. So, you know, there's now with internet and all of that, you can do so much research. You can really stalk somebody and go, that person looks like a good fit.
All right, so then how do you get the best out of working with a mentor? So your best clients, how do they get the best out of working with you?
To understand that they're not being judged. You know, you need to be
You're not
open
there
and honest.
to go and judge them, eh? You know,
no,
it's
not
like,
at all.
You're there to help. For God's
That's
sake, let them, you know, let you help them. And again, that's the frustrating part at times in that mentor relationship. Once people are finally honest with you, you can help them.
And that's it. You need to know what is the reality.
Tell us everything. Yeah.
Tell me everything. What's going through your mind? Let's work at it. But then what's so important is go, okay, that's where we are, is to put together a plan. Because otherwise what happens, you end up getting together and you end up fighting fires that you would have solved anyway. It's about moving forward. So it's about progress. So having a plan and then reviewing that plan and going, are we tracking along that? Now, I'm not a big believer in writing massive business plans.
No, neither am I.
I'm a big believer in a lot of critical thinking that goes into making a simple plan.
A one-page document that's got 100 hours of thinking is better than a 1 hour thinking to build a 100-page document, is my view.
There's a great quote actually from John Eales, and it goes, make the complex simple and make the simple compelling.
Wonderful. John Eales, a rugby player.
Yeah.
I'm surprised as South African you'd want to mention someone like John Eales.
Well, he was the captain when we won the World Cup.
On that note, we'll move on. Okay, so if someone's watching this, sorry about the rugby analogy there. If someone's watching this, they're umming and ahhing about whether or not they should start working with a mentor. What advice would you give them? And the point I'd put in here is that what have they got to lose if they don't take action? So, yeah, your final, I guess, compelling piece of recommendation about what advice would you give them? I've decided I'm going to start working with a mentor. What should I do now?
You need to put up your hand. You need to pick up the phone and phone or do an email. Just put it out there. And you know, the first person you speak to might not be the right person, and that's okay. That's okay. It's a question of finding somebody that aligns with you, that can work with you.
I agree. You
know, somebody that you respect, somebody who's got a track record. But it's really important that you relate. You know, a good mentor is going to call you on things that other people won't. They're going to hold you accountable, and you need to be able to be willing to do that.
I agree. And the last thing I would say to that too is, if you're going to use a mentor and you've made that commitment, make the commitment.
That's right.
And so actually, you know, don't half commit. Don't tell them half truths. Don't half do the work that they ask you to do. Don't do a little bit. If you're going to do it properly, or don't do it at all. And I think that's true for everything in life in reality. But that's the point. You know, look at your mentor as a great asset and as an individual who's there to help you. So if you don't kind of use them for all that you can, and you don't listen to their advice, why on earth have you got them?
And you know what, a good mentor, just thinking about it, a good mentor will often ask you questions that will be able to get down to the root of the problem.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know, these are the symptoms, or what's the problem?
What's the real problem?
What's the real problem?
So you and I, we do that all the time when we're talking about what's the real issue here. It's not what they're saying. It's not what you think. Often it's something deeper.
That's right.
So we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Sam. Awesome to talk to you, my friend, about this. And I'm going to say Sam Harrop really is one of the greatest mentors that I've had the chance and the pleasure of working with. To find out a bit more about Sam, www.samharrop.com.au or bigexit.com.au. You'll find him. He's an easy guy to find. And if you're thinking about getting someone to mentor you in your business, Sam's a guy, and I would not recommend him if I didn't believe that. So that's the best piece of advice I can give you. Call him. All right. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks very much for tuning in, folks. Bye-bye.